Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. It's me, Manny from Manny's Made at Home. And in my channel, I love to share with you some simple homemade recipes that are absolutely delicious. It is January and we need to try and beat those January blues. If like me, you're broke after Christmas, I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. I'm going to show you how to make pimped up instant noodle ramen. Let's look at the ingredients that we're going to need. I'm going to chop up my bok choy. So just cut off the end. And then while it's still together, I'm gonna cut it in half and then the other two in half again. And we can put it to the side for now. And next I'm gonna slice up my bacon. I'm using Irish bacon rashers here because it's what I have available at home. You could use pork belly or anything else that you have. The whole point of this recipe is that you're literally using the ends of your pantry, so you can throw in whatever you have in there. All right, everything else is prepped, so let's get to cooking. I have some boiling water here, and first I'm gonna blanch my bok choy. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of sesame oil into the water just to help to give the bok choy some flavor and make sure that it stays nice and glossy. I'm gonna add in my bok choy, and I only want to let it soak in the water for a couple of seconds, maybe a minute, until it wilts down nicely. And in the same water, I'm gonna add in my instant noodles now. Make sure you follow the instructions in the packet. Mine says to boil for 2 minutes, but yours might be different. And make sure you reserve the flavor packet. We'll use that later. All right, this is ready now, so I'm gonna take them out into a bowl. Ooh. And I'm gonna give them a rinse under cold water so that they stop cooking and then they don't stick to each other. Okay, so I'm just gonna transfer my cool noodles now into my serving bowl. And I'm gonna put it in my bok choy just on the side. Just remember, all these ingredients don't have to be hot because we're gonna be adding the warm broth on top of it, so that's gonna heat everything right back up. You could almost prepare all your individual components the day before and then just have it ready. All right, next I'm gonna fry up my bacon a little bit. I just want like a quick fry. I'm not using any oil or anything because I'm expecting the rashers to release some of their own fat and for it to be cooked in that. And once they get a bit of color, you can start transferring them to your bowl. And now to the same pan, I'm gonna add my onions. These have been finely sliced. And again, here I'm not adding any oil because the rashers have released some of their fat and that's gonna help me to cook these down a little bit. These are ready now, so I'm gonna transfer them to my serving bowl as well. Right, let's continue. So now you do need to add a little bit of extra oil. And I can go straight in with some mushrooms that I've sliced. I'm using just regular white mushrooms. If you had shiitake mushrooms or anything like that, even better. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to these mushrooms. All right, so these are ready for the bowl now as well. All right, I'm just gonna take a boiled egg and I'm gonna slice it in half and I'm gonna place it into my bowl. And for the final thing, I've got some spring onions. Okay. That's pretty much all of the components of our ramen. All we have left to do is to make our broth. Into a pot, I'm gonna add in some sesame oil and I'm gonna fry off my aromatics. I've got some crushed garlic, grated ginger, and some spring onions. After a few seconds of stir frying, I'm gonna add in some sriracha. This is gonna give us delicious flavor and heat. And also I'm gonna add in some soy sauce for saltiness. I'm also gonna add in the flavoring that came with the noodles. The one that I'm using is chicken flavor. Give it a bit of a stir. I'm making a bit of a paste with this. Oh, it smells really good. I have some ground pepper here that I'm gonna add in also. And after a few seconds of stir frying, I'm gonna top it up with some boiling water. I'm gonna give this a bit of a stir and then let it come to the boil and cook for a couple of minutes and then it'll be done. Okay, my broth is now ready. You don't have to do this, but because I'm a bit over the top, I'm gonna strain my broth. So now it's nice and clear and there's nothing floating around there. So all we have to do now is to fill up our bowl. I've got a couple of sliced red chilies here, which I'm going to put into my bowl as well. I don't think I need a lot of heat because my broth smells quite spicy already, but I think it'll give a nice pop of color. Okay, and now we can just carefully pour our broth into our bowl. And that's it. That's your pimped up instant noodle ramen. All right, it's tasting time. It smells so spicy, I'm a little bit scared. Noodles are delicious. Let me try that broth. It's so flavorful and it does pack a bit of heat, but it's right up my street. It is so delicious. Everything is beautifully cooked and all the flavors really complement each other really well. It's so tasty. And for a budget friendly meal and something that came together in such a short time, it cannot be beat. This is such a fun and creative recipe. It is so tasty and it's always so amazing to me how you can turn such simple ingredients into something as beautiful as this. Of course, it's not a traditional ramen, but it tastes divine. You're gonna love it. If you enjoyed this recipe, make sure you give it a big like and let me know your comments down below. If you try your own version of pimped up instant noodles, please share them on Instagram and tag me. I love to see them. I'm looking for some inspiration myself. If you enjoyed this little recipe, you may want to check out these other 2 videos. I know you're gonna love them. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. With that, I'll leave you for this video and enjoy. That's it.